Hello, welcome to a Wednesday night chat. How's everyone's doing? Okay, let me set things up so that I can see all the comments. Here we go. I'm surprised that I was able to hold this chat today because since this morning, we have had one of the craziest thunderstorm, rainstorm in many years. I mean, it was downpour. I mean, when I was outside driving around this morning, I can barely see the road with my windshield wiper going full speed because the rain was so heavy and the lightning was insane. It was lit up, and I'm surprised that we did not lose power. So for sure, I thought I would not be able to do the chat because we would have no power. But luckily, the power did go out, but it is returned. Well, on Sunday, I showed this catalog that came in the mail. I just opened it. I just opened this on Sunday, but I didn't look through it. But now I have, and my God, there are some sweet stuff. But I think this might be the price of the auction here. You got Wonder Woman #1 of 5.0. And then there's 2 copies of Superman. One is a 0.5, but this is a decent 0.5. It's missing the back cover. Okay, and it's also in a new CGC slab. Hey, comic preacher, Nate is here. Nate is here. And then this 5.0 Superman #1. It's a lot of good stuff, man. A lot of good stuff. Like I said, I looked through this Sunday night, and my favorite, of course, is the original art section. There are so many, but as Nate already know, is this unpublished cover, the Fantastic Four. This one right here. Shower Man is here. There you go. I must say that I like the covers that was used instead of this one. This one is cool. I'm not sure I'm crazy about his footwear. If you can see it, it's like a flipper looking thing. It's kind of bizarre looking, but I'm glad Jack changes the outfit to make it all black, even the little cape thing. So in many ways, I think the new covers was better. But this is still cool though. It's cool as hell. The spring auction are looking good even on Comiclink. Oh, speaking of Comiclink, I'm sure Nate probably received this as well. I think this came in the mail Monday, the Comiclink catalog. And as always, the Comiclink catalog is just the original arts. Not a big fan of this cover. I had to say that being an X-Men fan that I am, the period of X-Men with John Romita Jr. was one of my least favorite during the 80s. I like John Romita Jr. in many things. Daredevil, Punisher, Iron Man. But when he was doing the X-Men, ooh, the art in those issues are painful to look at. The original Black Panther costume was garbage. I wouldn't say garbage, garbage would be such a harsh word to use. I save garbage to say pouches on Deadpool. there's a lot of garbage costume like Jubilee. Speaking of which, I finally have a close look at the XMen trailers. You're in a harsh mood. All right, Nate, bring out the anger. Today is Star Wars Day, so bring out the darkness. I finally saw the new X-Men trailer, and Fox has made a lot of subtle changes on Apocalypse. Okay, for those that have seen Apocalypse the way he looked 6 months ago, when they first showed pictures of him compared to what he looked like now in the trailer, there are subtle improvement. I might do a video to point out the subtle differences, but I definitely like the look of Apocalypse now more. I still don't like the outfit. From neck up, he looked better. But the outfit that he's wearing, you know, as much as I enjoy the X-Men movies for the most part, I'm not big on Bryan Singer's interpretation of many things of the X-Men. As far as like last movies, the Sentinels, I was not crazy about the Sentinels look at all. They look. Luckily, the movie was decent, and I didn't mind the look of the Sentinels, but I was not a big fan of that. And Apocalypse, the look of Apocalypse, to me, he looked okay, even at the shoulder. But then that I'm not sure what you call it, that robe thing that he wears that go down to his knees, it looks stupid. Okay, Oscar Isaac is not a tall guy, so to me, when you put that kind of outfit where it's almost like like a penguin tuxedo that go way past your ass, it looks stupid. Short people should not be wearing something like that shorten your legs. Okay, from Joe would know this. Okay, Shower Man, if you're still around. From a fashion standpoint, the last thing you want to do, as far as putting on a short guy, is making him wear an outfit that have a jacket that go down to his knees. It just make him look shorter. I wouldn't be caught wearing something like that. No. So as far as this thing here, as always, Comiclink is all kind of goodness. My favorite though is, as far as original art, being an X-Men fan, is all the John Byrne X-Men. This is Iron Fist. There's a page from Iron Fist first Sabretooth. Look at that. Look at that. John Byrne, Wolverine. Oh, those 2 pages. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. But I see that the Shaman say, yes, short guy should wear fitted outfit. Absolutely. Absolutely. You should not, if you go back and look at the way what the Apocalypse was wearing, this long outfit that go down to his knees, it's just like, awful looking. Are you going for any original art in the next auction? I always do. I always go after a few original arts, in all honesty, and I don't win often because I don't want to overpay for anything. So I bid on quite a few. By quite a few, I would say 4 or 5. each auction, whether it's Heritage or Comiclink, but usually I don't win. There's an awesome Jim Starlin Captain Marvel page. It's a gorgeous Barry Windsor Smith Conan drawing, painting. Insane, beautiful. And then this Barry Windsor Smith doing the Avengers with his horrible looking lips. This is, in fact, these issues of Avengers with Barry Windsor Smith is definitely not my favorite, but I'm sure they will go for big bucks just because, you know, Barry Windsor Smith stuff is fairly rare and people will pay to own that. I have a few pieces in mind for this auction for sure. Now, as far as this one for Heritage, there's definitely a few in here that I will go, I will pursue. I wouldn't say that I will go after, but speaking of pursuing something, I did buy a couple of nice things this week. It might take a while to get here, maybe a couple weeks, but I was able to cross off 2 things from my top 10 list. 2 things. So I can't wait to show off those 2 books, but I did cross off 2. I can say off the bat, it's not X-Men 1. X-Men 1 will have to be the last book on that list. I'm trying to be as patient as I can. Hopefully you had better luck than me with the list. I forgot what's on your list already. Was it? Oh, man. I saw the video, but now I forgot. Silver Surfer 1, right? Brush me up on what's on your list. Silver Surfer 1. I know you mentioned X-Men 1. Oh. Oh, I feel your pain. Oh. When I saw that picture, I'm just like, oh, that hurts. That really hurts. Oh, man. I did a video. I should load it. I did a video long ago. I never loaded, where I show how to remove tape from a Silver Age book and why I don't recommend it. Maybe I should load that video. I made 2 or 3 videos showing how I use the chemical undo to remove adhesive tape from covers. And in those videos, I did mention that I don't recommend using the chemical on Silver Age books. And I did a video where I show why. Okay. Perhaps I should load that video because I think it still is useful. Because I would have used that methods in your book, Joe. Okay, even though I don't recommend using it, but in some circumstances, you have to. There's no other choices. Okay, the options are few and far between. And if I was in that situation, if I knew that you were in that situation, I would say, send me the book. I will take it off for you. Because I can do it. And there will be some residual damage. But I think the alternative to having tape pulls to a little moisture damage to remove the tape is worth it. Okay, that's just my opinion. I just think that it's something that I would have done if that was my book. It would still be cringe worthy. It was painful. It was sad. It was sad to see. But this weekend, Joe, since the movie, the Captain America movie has opened in the UK, have you seen the movie? I know Brooke has seen the movie, so I'm wondering if you have seen the movie. My wife and I. Never mind. Thankfully, managed to trade off the book. Oh, yeah, it's tough to look at. It's when something like that happened, it's tough to look at. I still have the XMen 8 that have a real bad tape pull that I put on. Okay, I still have it as a reminder. I still keep it. It's every time I look at the covers and see that big piece of area that was ripped off, I'm just like, oh man, that was just nasty. And my tape pull was bad. It was not just any regular tape. It was a big wrapping tape, the kind of tape that you put on boxes, because I was taping up a box to ship out some books to somebody, and somehow I screwed up and put the roll of tape onto the book, and that's how my XMen 8 got tape on the covers. It was brutal. No, Eunice would never forgive me. Yeah, trust me, Nate. If you see that book, if you see the XMen 8 with the tape pull was so bad that part of that tape pull was the entire. So there's a hole. There's a hole where the tape pull is, because because I did not see the tape sticking to the covers. Okay, I just grabbed the roll of tape and went like this and yank it up to use, and I hear this big rip, and I look down, just like, oh my god, what a complete idiot. Yeah, it was harsh. It was. I can name all the damages that I did in my hand. Okay, that tape pull was one. Number two was dropping my Detective 359, the first Batgirl. I had the book in my hand. I was holding it like this, and somehow it fell down and hit the ground and create a big spine split. That was ugly. And then I have another book where I ate pizza for lunch. This is why you see cardboard on my table. Okay, after that incident, I always put cardboard on my dining room table, because there's one time where I ate pizza for lunch and some grease must have been on the table, and it's a black table, so I couldn't see it. So here I was, take out a nice book, put down to read. When I'm done reading and close the book, I spotted 3 small, well, not small, they're about nickel size, quarter size grease stain on the back covers. I'm just like, oh my god, what a freaking moron. Once, and that's enough. Yeah, so that's another one. So that's 3. Number 4 is actually not. I didn't damage the book. I damaged the slab. Years ago, my Tale of Suspense 39. Okay. when I first got the Slab, it had the Comiclink sticker to it, and I hate that sticker so much. And I'm just like, geez, how do I remove the sticker? And I did not know. I did not know that. I did not know what I know now, how easy it is to remove the sticker using undo. But I had no idea what I was thinking. Right? I'm like, oh, it's sticky. If I use some heat, it will peel off. So I was I was standing next to my I have a hot pot that I use to make hot tea. So I'm just like, oh, I can turn on this hot pot, use a hot steam to steam off the sticker. Let me say this. The cheap plastic that's used by CCC does not stand up to heat very well. Oh, I damaged that Slab. Okay, I mean, that's the plastic. Look, it did not get melted, but it looked bad. Where I had to go and have that book re-slab. Okay, it was one of those things where I'm just like, whoa, I did not know that these slabs are such made from cheap garbage plastic. Half man, half amazing is here. Caesar, you here? You must get out of work early today. Caesar, we got tickets ready. We are seeing a movie. My wife and son is going to see Captain America Winter Civil War Saturday at 4 p.m. We will do a review, a spoiler-free review that night. When we get home, we will tape a review between the three of us, much like what we did for Star Wars. And then Sunday morning, you and I will have a spoiler-filled discussion of the movie. Caesar, I hope you like your new home. For those that are watching, Caesar, I think, just bought and moved into his new home, his new fortress of solitude, as he called it. What am I going to say? For those that are watching this live chat, there's a link below. The link is to a Collider show where Bill Sienkiewicz, okay, I finally know how to pronounce his last name because the man himself explained it, Sienkiewicz. But one of my favorite artists, Bill Sienkiewicz, was on Collider for over an hour to do a show with John Schnapp and other people, and he talked about his experience with Marvel, drawing Moon Knight, doing New Mutants, doing Elektra, his favorite character. Fantastic. If you are a fan of Bill Sienkiewicz, it's a must watch. Okay, it's the kind of thing that I love to see, as far as seeing the artist being open, free to talk about his craft, and you can see his love and passion for the hobby still. He's a super busy guy, a great, I'm telling you, I would love to meet Bill Sienkiewicz one of these days. J Rocks, are you a Star Wars comic guy, Nick? No, I am not. I'm not. I only own a few. Actually, at one point, I did have the original Star Wars series from 1 to 42. Not every issue. I had maybe half of those issues. At one point, I did, but that's is extent of me reading Star Wars book. Speaking of TV show, have anybody watched The Last Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. where the Kree show up? If you do, let me know what you think. I was disappointed. You know, I was enjoying the Kree, the Inhuman storyline that was going on with the Agent of Shield, but when the Kree show up, I was disappointed. Two guys? They sent two guys, and right off the bat, you're talking about the Kree who has not been to Earth in hundreds of years, and here these two Kree guy came to Earth and they speak English. I sometimes I just like wonder who wrote this garbage. I mean, I like the show, but I thought that was garbage. I mean, sure, the two Kree guy came was warriors, so they did not do much talking. Okay, they came down and they were there to do some ass kicking, which is fine. If that was the case, have them talk gibberish. Okay, I would rather have those two Kree guy talk gibberish in a foreign tongue and then do their fights instead of like come down and speak English and all this stuff. I'm just like, why? What would a race like the Kree do on Earth after hundreds of years, and then these people know English? Oh, come on. That is just stupid. You know, like I said, maybe it's me. Maybe I am too critical of these things. You know, it's nitpicking. Okay, as my wife would say. It's not nitpicking, it's nitpicking, because sometimes that's my flaw, is I do watch a TV show and I'm just like, that is stupid. But that's me. Are you in a harsh mood too, Nick? Dude, I'm always in a harsh mood. I'm always critical. I'm highly critical. Always. Always. Ask my wife and son. No. You know. I am always, I say that's my worst flaw, is that I am a nitpicker. A nitpicker. You know, I mean, my wife came up with that nickname. You know, she's the one that came up with, you are a nitpick. You should do a show where you do nitpick. I told her, if a show is about nitpick, it would be more about ranting, because I rant. So I still want to do a show, a series of video on rants, but maybe I should call it nitpicking. What do you think? You know, like I said, I have a lot of ideas on like what kind of videos I want to do next, you know, because after being on YouTube for 3.5 years, I do get tired of doing the same videos over and over and over. So, oh, Jim So Salu, Mike Has Comics is here. What was your previous username, Mike Has Comics? I know I've seen you before. I saw your channel with a new name. I'm just like, what was it before? Do you think Disney is good or bad for Marvel? The evil empire of Disney? No, I think it is. I think it's good, because I think with Disney, what we have benefit as fan is decent movies. I'm not gonna say that's great movies. For some people, they think all the Disney movies, comic book movies, have been fantastic, awesome, out of this world kind of stuff. I'm not a Disney fanboy to a point where I think everything they do is great. But I do think that Disney has done wonders for Marvel as far as exposing the superheroes to the mass with the movies, regardless of what I think of the movies. Okay, for those that watch my channel enough, you know how much I think most of them are average at best. I'm not some Goo Goo Gaga fanboy that think that every Marvel movie is awesome, because it's not. That's for you, Nate. It's not. You know, but that being said, Captain America Winter Soldier was very, very good. So I'm super excited about Civil War. Everything I have heard, I have tried my best not to hear any spoilers. But from all the teasers and movie clip that you can see on the internet, it looked awesome. It looked great, and I can't wait to see it. My expectation is very high, and I'm sure I will walk out a happy man. Okay, but we'll see. So to answer your question, hopefully, Jim, I did answer that. I think it's good for Marvel because I think Disney did a good job promoting the characters. Whether it helps selling comic books, I don't think so. I think the sales of comics have very little correlation to the success of the movies. Okay, I go on record to say that I don't think the majority of people that enjoy the movies is going to run out and go to the store to buy some comics. Some, maybe some, but I don't see a huge influx of people entering the hobby because of the movies. I see a lot of speculators entering the hobby because of the movies, and they are the one that driving the crazy market that we see with first appearances and storylines. That's the worst. The worst nonsense beyond first appearances is people speculating on storylines. That is ludicrous. Okay, let me say this again. It's ludicrous for people to bid up, chase books because the movie is based on a certain storyline. Have we all seen what happened to Days of Future Past? After that movie came out, it's over. X-Men 141 and 42 went back to where they used to be. Okay? It has nothing. Anyone that running around and hyping and pumping and galvanizing the Civil War books, God bless America. God bless America. It's insanity, It's to me, I don't fault the people that hypes these things, okay? Because it's a free country. You can hype, pump, whatever, but I do fault the believer. If anything that this hobby have illustrated very clearly in the past many years is certain things will not pan out, like betting on villains, see listers that appear in a movie once and disappear. They came and went and fizzle. Okay, so anyone that still play that game, God bless you. Same thing with storylines. You can't go buying books based on storylines. Like, trust me, if Fox announced a trilogy of the Dark Phoenix saga to make that series into a 3-part movies, I'm sure X-Men 130 to 137 will blow up because people will go Goo Goo Gaga on that. But trust me, it makes no sense to chase storylines. No sense whatever. Let's move on before I nitpick that idea to death. What else? Oh, on the movie front, DC lost the director to The Flash. Okay, there was some buzz on the internet about him leaving, and I'm just like, big deal. For those that follow the news of that director leaving The Flash, just look up his credits on what he has done so far. My God, how did he get the job in the first place is what blew my mind. So when I heard that he left the project, I'm just like, good for you, Warner Brothers. Do something right for once. Bring in a director with some talents. Yeah, that might be the reason why some movie sucks, is not having the right talents in the right places. Huh? So I'm glad to hear that he left the project, even though, the Flash is a fun character. The Flash TV show is one of the better superhero TV show that we have right now. So for those that are not watching the Flash TV show, I highly recommend. I recommend that show over many other shows. And speaking of TV shows, Joe, good night. Catch you later. It is midnight for Joe in the UK. Speaking of TV show, I am excited that Netflix announced that they are doing a Punisher TV show. No brainer, okay? To me, it's surprising. It's surprising to hear the news now. It's just like, when Daredevil first season kicked off and was a rousing success right away, they wasted no time announcing season 2. Okay? And when season 2 launched and everyone right away say how great the Punisher is it a surprise that they decide to launch a Punisher TV show? Nothing is a surprise. Okay, it's a no-brainer. Okay, if there is such thing, it's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. So I am excited. I am curious to see what they're gonna do for storylines. As mentioned in my other chats, I talk about how I like to see a different approach to the Punisher storyline, much more like the Show 24 kind of format, where he fighting crime lords or drug dealers or terrorists, but in that I can see it, a 13-hour time frame where the Punisher go on a 13-hour crime solving series, that took place in 13 hours, in 13 episodes. That would be fun to see, but then if they do that, some people will complain, oh, that's not original, that's copying the Show 24. But who cares? I like that format. What do you think are most solid long-term investment criteria for collecting comics? Jim, tough questions. Investment comics. Ooh. For sure, not hard books. I don't believe hard books are good long-term investment. Okay, so I'm sure those that pump hard books might not like to hear that, but bye, Nate. But I think, I think for sure, I'm not blindly recommending that people should go out there and buy Amazing Fantasy 15 because that's the blue chip of blue chips. Because even Amazing Fantasy 15 will go down. It has in the past. There was a few moments of dips. If you are going to go big on investing in comic books, this is what I do. Okay, I can tell you I can tell you what I do, and you can either agree with what I do or not. Okay, I think that's the best way to explain how I approach comic books. I collect for fun as well as for investment. There's things I buy just for fun, just like those Tomb of Dracula magazines. that I bought for $8, $6, whatever it is pure fun, pure enjoyment of Gene Colan goodness. Okay. But then when it comes down to owning something like a Hulk 181, Amazing Fantasy 15, or Batman 1, those are investment. Okay. When buying and holding something that costs 4 figures, 5 figures, it's an investment. Regardless of how much I love them, I have to take into consideration that they are investments. Okay. For those that can plop down $10,000 to buy something because they love it and don't care if it's investment, God bless you. Just like the guy that paid $25,000 for a New Mutant 98 9.9. 25,000. Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a damn shit about investment when he bought that book 7 years ago, only to see it go down to half of that. But as far as for me, I spent more time following the stock market, managing my portfolio or managing other people's money over the years. I do follow the financial market very closely. And I do notice that in big downturn, I'm not talking about small downturn, in big downturn like what we see in 2008, 2009, there are a trickle-down effect on key books, okay, where the big books get sold and they go for a little bit cheaper. Those are great time to go in there and buy a copy, because like it or not, the people that spent $10,000, $50,000, or $100,000 in the comic books, they are big players that invest in many things, from real estate to the stock market. And when those markets blow up, they get hurt financially too. They're not immune to any of this stuff. So if they get hurt and they buy less, or they had to sell some stuff, that put downward pressure on these books. And those are the great time to buy. Okay, so if you are going to buy a key, be patient. There will be downturns for you to buy a copy of Amazing Fantasy 15 or Hulk 1. I go with, if I had to pick, for me, I go with Silver Age keys. Outside of Hulk 181, as far as bronze keys, I see very few books that I will consider good investments. Okay, and even for a big fan like me who love the XMen, I would not even tell people to go and invest in giant size XMen 1. I knew a guy once who had like 6 slabs of giant size XMen 1 from 9.4 to 9.8. And he swear that they are the best investment in the world. And he was wrong. He was dead wrong. He paid top dollars for them 8-7 years ago. And then eventually he sold them all for less money than what he paid for. So there's a lot of books that I would not recommend people to buy. I think for most books, especially bronze, copper stuff, if you own them to enjoy, awesome. But to look at them as investment, even like Fantastic Four, the Fantastic Four used to be the top book for the Silver Age for Marvel, right? And Fantastic Four #1 has lagged behind Amazing Fantasy 15 for the past 6-7 years. They use Fantastic Four #1 used to be up here, Amazing Fantasy 15's down here, and then slowly over the past 15 years, because the Fantastic Four, as great as that book was, sadly, it is not as relevant to the current core collectors as it used to be, just because the movie sucks, the current books for the past many years of Fantastic Four has not been all that interesting for fans. Because that's it. There's very few books that you can consider good investment over time. And I would not count Fantastic Four as one of them. I mean, I have a copy because I love the Fantastic Four, but I certainly don't look at that as like an awesome investment. There's a lot of things I can buy with that money that I would get a better return than owning a copy of Fantastic Four #1. But I want to own that book because I love that book. Okay, so at the end of the day, you have to be able to balance out owning something because you love it and owning something because it is a good investment. Two different things. Jorge, you're here. AG Surfer say, when I spend $50 or over on a comic book, I think of investment. But it's all start with the love of collecting. Absolutely. I think, if you love the hobby, you got to, I think for sure there are people that love the profit with comic books more than the comic book themselves. There are people like that. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. I'm not saying that people that are in this hobby purely for profit motive is bad. I'm just saying there are those that look at this hobby as a pure money generating thing, profit. And there are those that look at this as a pure hobby where they will never sell anything, regardless of what value the book is. They're just going to die and take everything to the grave with them. Okay, so that's 2. And 3 would be somebody like me who do both. I buy some stuff for pure enjoyment, regardless what the value is or potential value. I don't give a shit. And there are things that I buy that I think will be worth a lot more money later, or things I already have that I want to hold on to because they are worth more later. Nick, have you ever seen John Romita Jr. run on Black Panther? And have you seen Romita Superman? If so, what did you think? I did not like it. I'm telling you, I have a love and hate relationship with John Romita Jr. I like him in Iron Man. I hate him in XMen. I like him on Punisher. I like him a lot on Daredevil. That was awesome. His run on Daredevil was awesome. I love it. I did not like him in Superman. So that's my honest answer is he's one of those authors that I think work better in I'm trying to find the right term. I think he works better on the street level kind of character like Daredevil and Punisher. There's a tone to those books, and there's a look to the kind of action in those books that I think fits him well. When you're dealing with something like Superman, with different kind of action, dynamic action, it's just his style just doesn't fit. Okay, I saw the recent stuff with Superman stuff, all the covers that he did, and I just cringe. I'm just like, oh, it's just painful to look at. Yeah, I'm glad you agree. I mean, I have all those Romita Jr. book on Daredevil. It is fantastic. Because I think it comes down to his style mesh very well, with the street level look, the action, the layout of the panels, everything. It just fits him better. And I can say the same thing with many other artists. As you know, Jorge, I'm a big fan of Gene Colan. Okay, but one of my least favorite Gene Colan stuff was when he did Wonder Woman. I saw the work there, and I was not a big fan of the way he drew Wonder Woman at all. I thought that just didn't fit. You know, it just didn't look right. As far as a Wonder Woman, there's something about the look of Wonder Woman that he drew that just didn't fit. You know, so you know, not every artist can draw every genre. Okay, I think it's you know, there's a couple that I can think of that, you know, can. My favorite Wonder Woman artist, since I don't have everything as far as Wonder Woman, I had to go with George Perez. I thought George Perez work on Wonder Woman was wonderful, pun intended. I thought his run on Wonder Woman was really good. I enjoy that. I have some Wonder Woman stuff from the Golden Age that look pretty cool. I have some from the 70s that didn't look very good. But as far as everything that I have to pick George Perez is my favorite Wonder Woman. As far as artists that can draw all kind of different genre, I will put John Byrne. Yeah, I'll pick Perez over John Byrne as far as Wonder Woman. You know, I like John Byrne too. You know, but I think Wonder Woman looked extra cute with George Perez. Garcia Lopez. All I can say is thank you, speculators, for making my books go up. Comic Quest, how you doing? Absolutely. Take full advantage of this time to sell the crap you don't want to keep, to buy the stuff you want. I do that all the time. Jorge, as far as, you know, Goomba, hello. As far as artists that can draw like everything, I would say with John Buscema. I thought John Buscema can, for sure, Jack Kirby. Okay, Jack Kirby can draw horror, can draw monster, superheroes, romance. Well, maybe not romance. Okay? But John Buscema, John Romita, those two iconic guys can draw any genre, even jungle. Okay, they can do that too. Amazing talent. You know, like as much as I am a big Joe Kubert fan, I think he was the best fit for the war genre because he doesn't draw the beefy, muscular, you know, superhero type body as well as other artists can. So I find that, you know, his superhero stuff tend to be not as good as his war stuff or jungle stuff, you know, the Tarzan stuff that look fantastic. So, you know, many great artists just cannot do many different genre, you know, and I think, you know, but that's not the same as John Romita Jr. John Romita Jr. just can't draw something very well at all. I mean, like I said, his X-Men stuff is just, whew, oh boy. Yes, Oshima was great. My favorite Oshima work is Silver Surfer. Oshima. How I can never pronounce that name right. Hopefully his fans are not offended. But yes, to me, the Silver Surfer, as much as I love Jack Kirby, as much as he is the father of the Silver Surfer, whenever I think of the Silver Surfer, is Big John. Big John is my man when it comes down to the Silver Surfer. It's just beautiful. I mean, when I wanted to own a piece of original art from John Buscema, that's a piece I want. Not any piece. A Silver Surfer piece. I must have that. I cannot settle for less. Just like Gene Colan. I don't own any Gene Colan original art whatsoever. But if I am to own a Gene Colan original art. I want a Daredevil piece. Okay, I want a Daredevil piece. I will settle for a Dracula piece because he's just fantastic in Dracula. But that would be the top two of my wish list for Gene Colan. I find John Romita Jr. a fascinating person. He divides people. He does. He does. He's a like he's one of those artists that he has his haters and his fans. Okay, I am a both. I am a both. Like I said, I'm a love hate kind of guy with John Romita Jr. I like Conan. J-Rock said Oshima Conan. Yes, Oshima. If I had to pick my top two arts from Oshima, it would have to be a Silver Surfer piece and then Avengers. I felt his work during the Silver Age, late Silver Age Avengers are just gorgeous. Gorgeous. Goomba said Neil Adams, one of my favorite. Yes, indeed. I would love to own more Neil Adams pieces. I don't own enough Neil Adams pieces. Just one. All I have is, do I have one? Yes, I do. Funny, I forgot that I own a Neil Adams piece of original arts. I agree. I agree with you, Jorge, that Romita is very classical in his work. He is, like I said, when he's on, he's on. As you already know. I mean, but when he's good, he's really good. And for some reason, when the stuff that's not working, it's just not working. So I don't. Junior grew up in a great household with his father and meeting Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, Steranko. Yes. One of my favorite videos on YouTube is I'm sure if you look it up, is a video out there that have him, his father, and Stan Lee in like an hour-long format interview drawing where they talk about how he gets started at Marvel with his dad. And then Stan Lee had them both do sketches, drawing, inking. Good stuff, great stuff. Just look it up. It's easy to find on YouTube. It's a fun video that showcase the three of them. Well, I'm just looking at the clock. It's 7:50. So in 10 minutes, this chat will be over. So as a reminder, for those that just came to this chat late, there's a link below to a Collider video that showcase Bill Sienkiewicz. So if you're a fan of Bill Sienkiewicz, click on the link below later and enjoy that video. It's awesome. I love Bill Sienkiewicz. And then as far as this weekend, I will do my live chat this Sunday because of the movie Captain America Civil War. So I will do the video with my man Caesar. We both will take our families Saturday night to go see the movie, and we will do the spoiler film review Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So if you want to tune in this Sunday for that chat, go for it. I have room for one more person, so I prefer to keep my chat to no more than 3 people. I find that when you have more than 3 people, it starts to be too much noise, people talking over each other. Jorge say, Nick, I have been looking for Doctor Strange Ditko reprints. I haven't been able to find any for some reason. I assume once the movie get closer to the that will change. Hey Nick, Ollie, hello Ollie. Um, hmm. Doctor Strange Ditko reprint. I'm sure there is an omnibus somewhere out there that you can buy. I have seen Strange Tales omnibus or whatever you call that trades. I have seen it. Have you looked on Amazon? Because I swear I have seen it on Amazon. I swear I have seen it. But check out Amazon if you want a reprint of the Strange Tales that have Steve Ditko stuff. I certainly would love to own more of them because I think his work on Doctor Strange is awesome. Okay, I'm a big fan of Steve Ditko work on Doctor Strange as well as Spider-Man and the pre-hero stuff. The Steve Ditko stuff that you see during the monster stage at Marvel is awesome. It's great. I have many of those reprints. Cossicon, I don't know when to see it, tomorrow or wait to Saturday morning. Good luck, my man. If you go see it, I would love tune in to my chat Sunday, 11 a.m. if you're around. And you will hear us talk spoiler filled, me and Caesar, half man, half amazing. But yeah, Friday night is just too crazy. You know, I don't want to see a Friday night or Thursday night, school night. My son got to go to bed by 9 o'clock. Can't do that. So it will have to be Sunday. We're going to go see the movie Sunday at 4 o'clock and then go out for dinner after. And after the dinner, we'll come back and shoot a review video. And I will load Saturday night. AG, good luck Friday. Hope you enjoy the movie. I can't wait to see the movie because like I said, the positive feedback is overwhelming. I have high hopes. I have extremely high hopes. And I'm not sure what other people feel about, sure, I think a lot of people can't wait to see Spider-Man. Okay, it's not a surprise. It's not a secret anymore that Spider-Man have a decent role in the movie. But the one character that I want to see more, even than Spider-Man, is Black Panther. I can't wait to see I want to see the Black Panther. I want to see how everything. I want to see everything about the Black Panther because that's the character that I'm most excited to see for the movie. Jorge, you haven't seen much of Ditko monster work. Oh, maybe I should do a video for you, Jorge. Maybe I should do a video where I show his monster stuff. I have a lot of those reprints, and they are short. Most of those monster story pre-hero at Marvel are short, 8-page story. I can certainly bring out 4 or 5 copies, 4 or 5 stories, and do a quick 15-20-minute videos on them. And I think you see it's good stuff. I mean, as good as the Kirby monster stuff is awesome. I love the Kirby monster stuff. It looks really good. That would be awesome, Jorge. Yes, I will do that for you. I will get you to I will do a video sometime next week, and you can take a look for yourself. Wonder Man could be in the MCU. I heard about Wonder Man. I'm not sure if it's gonna be a full character. I have my hunch that if he shows up in the movie, it's just a nod, because Nathan Fillion, that actor, I I don't think he's in it for the long haul. I think his appearance in that movie might be just as big as Howard the Duck was in uh, Guardian of the Galaxy. Khan say, do you think it's going to be bigger than Batman vs Superman? Absolutely. I think this movie will crush Batman vs Superman. Crush it. To my disappointment. I mean, when I say crush it, I'm saying it as if the I can see Captain America to be like a $1 billion kind of movie, and I think Batman vs Superman might not get anywhere near 900 million, which is not that far behind. But the expectation for Batman vs Superman was so much higher, and I'm sure for some people it is a disappointment for that movie did not crack the 900 millions because they spent a lot of money marketing that movie. Okay, and I'm not a Marvel fanboy that root for the failures of DC. Not at all. I wanted Batman vs Superman to be a rousing success. I wanted that to happen. It did not happen. Spider-Man is in it. Spoilers? No, it's not a spoilers. I think Nathan Fillion could be Nova. I don't know. Isn't he kind of old? By old, I mean like 40-ish. I would expect if Nova is to be made on the big screen, I think they would have picked somebody much younger, because to me, having somebody in their late 40s might be too old to play Nova. But I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm okay with Nova. I'm not a Nova huge fan, not a Nova hater. To me, it's inconsequential as far as appearances of Nathan Fillion. Like I said, whatever character they want to use him, that's fine with me. Like I said, I'm not in a speculator game to trying to make money off these first appearances. So, ultimately, I just want to see a good movie. Black Panther Volume 1 is great. By Volume 1, what year are we talking about? You're talking about the one with Kirby? I'm assuming you're talking about the run of Kirby issue 1 to 15. I think they could have Sam Alexander as a young Nova, and Rich Rider could be older, possibly. Nick, do you own any EC comic horror stuff? No. As painful as it is, I have resisted buying EC book for decades. Not that I don't appreciate them. I admire them from afar, but for a long time, I decided that chasing Marvel and DC was bad enough. I do not need to go chasing after EC. And that's the main reason. Not that I don't want to own them. It's just that there are just too many Marvel and DC books on my wish list still. And that's the reason why I don't own any EC. Ali said, okay, I'm done talking about Nova now. Yeah, Khan, I made a rant video that I haven't loaded yet. Maybe I will. That I talk about, how I think it's silly for the fanboys to root for Marvel over DC or DC over Marvel, because there's nothing for any of us to win. Okay, if DC fail, there is no winning in failing of any movies. We want, for us, it's a win for all of us to have good movies. Ultimately, we all want good movies. I might not care about Superman, the character, but that does not mean I don't care to see a good Superman movie. So so when a movie is bad, it's not because I'm rooting for DC to fail. That has nothing to do with it. It's just that the movie was not good. I prefer to see a good movie. I want the movie to be good. It's a win for all of us to see good movies. Ultimately, I think as a fanboy of this genre of superhero, it would be best for us to have great movies to see, regardless if the characters are DC or Marvel. So it's completely silly to me to hear fanboy battling each other over Marvel or DC. Why do you have to pick any? Why do you have to pick one or the other? Both. I wish DC or Marvel would make a big budget animated movie soon. Isn't DC doing a big one? DC is launching a cartoon that do the Killing Joke, that famous Killing Joke book that had the Joker and Batman and the controversial ending. DC is doing an R-rated cartoon of that book, The Killing Joke. Yes, Jorge, I did hear Todd McFarlane want to write and direct a new Spawn movie. And my inkling is saying, don't do it. My advice to studios heads is, don't let him do it. Okay? It's a bad idea. Okay, if Todd came up with a good script, hire some other people to do it. Okay, as much as I love Frank Miller, when he wrote and direct the movies, didn't come out very good. So for somebody like Todd McFarlane, I don't have a lot of confidence in his ability to direct a movie. So I just look at the clock. It's 8:04. It is time to end the chat. Yes, I'm sure everybody is sick of me talking. Anyhow, it has been fun. I talked for an hour and a half. That's a lot of talking. And it's time for me to wrap it up and get my son ready for bed for school tomorrow. Much appreciate for everyone to tune in. As always, it's a lot of fun. And as always, bye, Jorge. If anybody want to appear on the chat, just shoot me a message. I will send you a link. Okay. Unlike other people's chat that have regular panels, I don't have that. I just have me. And the topic is not set for anything. I'm here to shoot the breeze, to talk to the peeps. So whenever you feel like talking on whatever topic, this is the show for you. Alrighty, Ali. Bye. Bye, Goomba, Jorge, Kasikan, and whoever that is still left until Sunday. Spoiler-filled review, Captain America, Civil War. Bye.